Hello, and welcome back to Draig, the Pathfinder 2nd edition stream here on the Bunny and Dragon Network. Welcome, everybody. I am joined currently by Bunny, Zedian, and Amelia, and we will have Sword joining us soon as well. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
Right, so we're going to jump straight in. Previously on Draig, you guys finished off some animals who had attacked your camp, and excuse me. In the morning, you started heading onwards to try and get to this bandit hideout and take them all out. And on the way, you found a small bandit encampment, and some of you split off to sneak up to it. Boohurt and Matilda managed to steal some clothes from a bunch of dead bandits that were lying nearby. There were a lot of dead bandits nearby, and they convinced one of the guards at the bottom of the hill that they were one of the bandits, that they were new recruits on their way to the encampment. Meanwhile, Dave had snuck up to the top and seen that the priestess Karina from the Temple of Callistra was here and currently tied up in the bandit camp, and they were discussing what to do with her, and they seemed to be planning to kill her when Dave made the sound. One of them came to investigate him, and he threw them off the edge of a cliff, killing them instantly. Like, just instantly dead. Just thrown off of this 40-foot high cliff, splat onto the ground below. And with that, he also attempted to blast the archer and missed, and the commotion was heard. And with that, I need initiative rolls from everyone. I will roll for Boohurt.
I can do it if you want.
Oh, yeah.
I think I have control of Boohurt.
Yeah, you should have control of him, so you go ahead and roll for Boohurt. And any animals that taking part in the combat would also need an initiative roll, which is... So I will roll initiative for Emerald, for Joman's horse, and for Tazaki, because Tazaki is not here today. Let's see, we've got Joman, we've got Tazaki, Matilda, Boohurt, and Dave, and I believe that is everybody. Nobody's missed out. Well, I'll roll for Sveldvari since Jomin is riding in the carriage. That's Sveldvari, and the Sveldvari is put in. And Sinur was put in the carriage as well, right? Cart.
Yeah, they are. I think we don't really really use them in combat.
Yeah, they're just put in the cart. So,
yeah.
The battle begins.
Boohurt wants to draw his longsword.
Yeah.
The bastard sword.
Drawing your sword. Yeah. Is anyone else drawing weapons when they begin their initiative? When they roll their initiative?
Matilda will also probably draw one of her spears out.
Okay.
My 3 weapons are already drawn.
Your weapons are your fists. So
They
Matilda draws
drawn.
a spear. Boohurt draws a sword. Jomin, is Jomin going to pull a weapon? If so, you can just obviously you have your warhammer as your only weapon. So if you want to have that out, you can put it out. Right, you've got the sling staffs around. Okay, so Jomin pulls the warhammer, and everyone gets ready. And oh no, I do not want to end the encounter. Started the encounter, and Dave is up first. As Dave, you are the first to react once right now at the top of the round. As the bandits also hesitate, not wanting to turn the corner to attack you, and find themselves in the same position as their friend who went over the cliff. And you are first to act.
Okay, so I'm first things first. I'm gonna rage because that's the smartest choice.
You're gonna rage, okay. You rage, and
Add effect.
You just drag in the chat box where it says grants effect rage. Drag that onto your character.
There we go. Thank you. All
You're
right.
welcome.
So I'm gonna rage, and the question stands: can I hold an action? Or if
holding an action is a thing. There's a very specific way of doing it. I need to remember what's called. Prepare. No, not prepare. It was ready an action. Yeah, you can ready an action. It takes so it takes up 2 actions, and you ready an action that will then occur outside of your turn and designate the trigger.
All right, so perfect. So I'm going to use the remaining 2 actions to ready a grapple.
Okay.
So the first enemy that gets to me in here where I'm hiding, I'm going to attempt to grapple them and toss them to death with the other guy.
Okay. You can attempt to grapple them. The pushing them off would be a different second thing. So you can attempt to grapple or push.
Okay, but if I push, will it push them far enough? That's the question.
Let's see. The push pushes a person. Yeah. The shove shoves them 10 feet away from you. So if someone rounds the corner to attack you, you could push. You could shove them. You're just about off the edge. I would allow that.
Then I'm gonna prepare shove.
Okay, so you prepare to shove the first person to come around and attack you off the edge. Got it.
Good. That ends my turn.
Okay, so you're there. You're crouched behind cover, hiding. The archer at the top, so it shouts down below to the ones down at the bottom, which includes Matilda and Boohurt. Get yourselves up here! We have company! And she is going to make a shot at Dave, however... Okay, she first uses her first action to step back a bit to get a proper angle, and she pulls back her bow, and with her second action she fires, attempting to hit Dave. Now your AC is going to have +4 because you're covered, so a 23. 23
right now, yeah.
Your AC is a 23 with the cover, so that beats it, I'm afraid. You do get hit.
Wow.
So an arrow flies just through a gap in the slabs in the palisade that you're hiding behind, and right into your back, dealing 10 piercing damage to you.
Oh my god.
And she will then tries to fire a second arrow through the same gap. But a 9 is going to miss, and in fact, 23, 9, a 9 is going to be a critical fail. So, she critically hits her nearest ally.
Oh, that's lovely.
That is what the critical fail card has decreed, so that is what happens. So, as she tries to aim the second arrow, one of the planks beneath her foot breaks through as she's standing on it near the edge. She stumbles trying to regain her balance and lets go of the arrow in order to reach out for the little banister at the edge of this thing to hold on. She succeeds in grabbing herself, but the arrow flies directly into her ally here, dealing 29 points of damage.
My god, that person is probably dead.
An arrow flies, striking this guy in the chest. He's coughs up blood. He pulls the arrow out of his chest, where it looks like it collided. His ribs stopped it from hitting anything major. But he's what way are you going with that thing? As he has taken massive damage from that and is very badly injured, and that is her entire turn. Now, it would be Boohurt's turn.
Just put a sword in. Right.
Oh, sword's just arriving, is it?
Yeah, because I just got in.
Lovely.
Alright,
In which case,
let's go.
Yeah, I think so.
okay.
Right, where's the closest enemy?
Our bandit's
So-
like last on the initiative.
The closest enemy to you is the guy who currently thinks that you are a bandit. He currently thinks that you're one of them, and he's turned his back to you and is ready to go up the path. And you have your great sword in hand. Your big sword. You have your sword in hand.
Yeah, Buha is just going to try and assassinate this guy.
Okay, well, because he is taken by surprise, because you successfully convinced him you were one of them, he is going to be flat-footed to this, so he's got low AC, so go ahead and make the attack roll.
I'm going to hero point that.
Yes, that would probably be a wise idea. So... Okay, so instead of a 12, you get a 23, which is just a standard hit. So go ahead and roll damage as you slash at him from behind and strike into him. How many hero points did you have before you used that one?
I think I had 2, so I've taken. So I've got 1 left.
Okay, I forgot to give you all the hero points for the start of the session, so you actually have 2 left. There you
Okay.
go.
I can go add that.
Yeah, I've just added it.
Okay, thank you.
So you slash this guy in the back, and you deal 13 points of slashing damage. As you slash across his back, he stumbles and turns, realizing you're not one of them, and turns his weapon upon you. You
I
have 2
slash it.
actions.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, make the second attack. He is no longer flat-footed now.
Oh, hold on, that's not with multi-attack penalty. Sorry.
Yeah.
The buttons are so close together.
Oof, a 10. I'm afraid that does not hit.
Hmm.
You have 1 action left.
Ooh, and I don't have my shield out, do I? I just have sword.
No, but you can use an action. Your shield is like stored on your back, or is it on your arm? I can't remember which one it was for you. It's a shield.
I
You've
think
got a
we-
big shield, so you store it on your back, don't you?
Amelia's got the Matilda's got the big shields. Buhert's one, I think, like we like specifically favoured it. It's a punch shield, like the one we use in
Yeah.
the Buhert sport.
It's a steel like punch shield. Yeah, you can use an action to sort of shift it down into your hand and equip it.
But I wouldn't then be able to raise shield. I suppose I've got reactive block, so I can do that.
Yeah, you have got the reactive shield.
Okay, yeah. Would you, because the bastard sword is I'm using it 2-handed. Would you let me hold it in one hand and pull shield?
The I think change grip might be a free action, actually. Let me check. Change grip.
Oh, it might be actually.
It has
looks like
the
it-
free action. It has the free action icon on it, but I was always thought that it was a standard action. It's versatile. What's the name of the fin it has? 2-hand weapons damage can be applied to 2 hands. It looks like a free action. Oh yeah, it is when you release it from it's a free action to go from 2 hand to 1 hand because all you're doing is letting go with 1 hand. Just like it's a free action to drop something. It's an action to change from 1 hand to 2 hand. That's it. So yes, you can release it into just 1 hand and then you can pull your shield out with your last action.
Okay. Okay, I will do that then.
Okay. That's why it is. It's because when you're putting it from 2 hands to 1 hand, you're just letting go, which doesn't take as much movement or effort on your part as reaching and grabbing it. So you do that, you bring out your shield, you got your shield ready, and that is your turn. You've got your shield, you've equipped it, it's just not raised. And it is Cariana's turn, Priestess Cariana, as she's sort of stuck. She sees that let's see, help has arrived. She's gonna try and...
She definitely...
Yeah, she's definitely seen that you're there. To try and slip out of bonds would be acrobatics. To try and break out of them would be athletics. She is going to break. She's going to attempt to break out of the ropes that are restraining her. And you can see through the slit that she's trying to break out, but she doesn't seem to be having much luck, as the ropes are tied pretty tightly. She's going to probably try again. Yeah, somatic and verbal components. That's somatic components. She doesn't have anything that's just verbal components. So. She can't use any of her spells. She's gonna try and break out again. Aww. She rolled a natural 1. She critically fails at trying to break out. As she tries to break out, I was gonna say it's going to basically end her turn, take the rest of her actions, and she isn't able to get out of the ropes. Sveldvari is there with the cart and isn't doing anything yet. Matilda, what do you want to do? It is your turn.
So I will use my spear and try and strike at the guard that Buhut tried to assassinate.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh dear.
A 16. I am afraid that does not hit, as you try to attack him and he manages to knock your spear away with his hatchet, swinging it towards you and narrowly almost hitting one of your mouse ears and cutting it off. As he parries,
she then
pushes away the blow.
She then goes and does the spell Inspire Courage.
Okay. How do you inspire courage this time?
By a hymn.
Hey.
Or by a ballad.
Usual war hymn.
Yeah.
So as you rear back from slashing with your spear, you sing out this short snippet of your war hymn, and everyone or allies within 60 feet of you may get inspired. So unfortunately, Jomin is a bit too far away. He's about 100 feet away on the horse. So those who get inspired, I'm afraid Dave is also just out of range for this, so it is just the two of you, Buhut and Matilda, who get inspired by this.
And then for her final action, hang on, I can't do an act. Raising my shield is 2 actions, isn't it?
It should only be 1 if you've got it equipped.
Raising the shield is 1 action if you've got the shield equipped.
Oh, I'll double check if I have it equipped or not.
Yeah. You have the you have the big tower shield, so like it's essentially it would be on your back unless you've actually taken the time to put it to grab it out into your hands ready. As it's a big
would it
shield.
Yeah, if you'd specified that you'd done that before combat started, you could say that you've got it.
Yeah, like if Matilda goes and decrypts her shield.
Yeah, so you reach back and pull this huge shield off of your back, ready to put in front of you and help you protect yourself.
Yeah,
So on future turns you can use it.
yeah.
Like this tower shield is big for you. For some people, it's a bit smaller. Like it's you know, if it was the size of a standard humanoid tower shield, you'd be way too small to carry it.
Yeah.
So to most people,
It's the size of a normal shield, but to Matilda, it's a tower shield.
yeah, it's just a bit bigger than a normal shield because Matilda is still about what 2-3 feet tall ish. So yeah, it's just a bit bigger than a normal shield to most people, but it covers you up pretty nicely. So
It's a normal
It
shield for
works.
day.
And with the tower shield, when you have it, when you have the tower shield out, and when you raise the tower shield, you can take cover behind it to gain an extra bonus to your AC. That's the fun thing about the tower shield. That's because it's so big, it acts as cover.
Yeah.
So that's
So that will be useful for the archer.
Yeah.
Tazaki Tazaki orders the animals forwards to carry the cart forwards, because he's too far away to be able to do much from here. So he's going to try and order the animals to gallop forwards towards the battle. He's got to make a nature check, which he got an 18, and commands and animals DC is, I believe that should do well. Command it'll be the animal's will DC, so an 18. Svadvari will is DC is a 16. They're not because Svadvari is. I just do it because they're trained well. So Svadvari and Sinew, they're trained really well, and they get ready on their turn to gallop forwards and carry Tazaki forwards into the field of battle. Next, the bandit who got shot by the archer is bleeding heavily. He's there, not sure what to do. The leader bandit so looks up to him and shouts, "You just stop messing around! Go and get him!" The bandit will, let's see, what's his speed? 25. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's one action. And yep. So the bandit, he sort of pauses in the camp, then raises his hatchet and runs around with a gets around the corner. Dave, make an athletics check. As he goes around the corner, sees you there to take a swing at you.
I assume there won't be any advantage because he knows I'm there.
He knows you're there, yeah. So it's a straight up athletics check against his it'll be his reflex DC, I believe.
Okay, 23.
And I believe it's his reflex DC, which is a shove is. Oh no wait, it's against his fortitude DC, which is even lower. So you need to do 19 to beat him. So you do shove him off the cliff.
Bye.
He falls as he goes charges around you. As soon as he gets to you, you shove him, and that charge turns into a as he flies back, and the others from inside can see him. And what they essentially see is the two inside there see him run around the corner and then go flying past the entrance and off the edge. He is going to fall, and it's about a 40-foot drop with a few collisions on the way, which means he takes 20 damage. he is dead. You just hear a splat, crack, crunch, and silence.
I will do it again if they come. At this point,
Now-
they should run the other way.
Now, Jomin and Emerald both have the same initiative, and since Jomin, you're riding Emerald, I will allow you essentially to go at the same time. So, you're currently 100 feet away from where you can see the battle taking place. You can use your actions to command Emerald to say gallop. So you could spend 2 actions to command Emerald to gallop, which would get him to move, which would in total move him 90 feet closer. You can use another action to make him move even more. If there's nothing that you can think of doing from this distance, you can close the distance like that, and you can tell Emeralds to move. So what would you like to do? Gather, please, Sir Emerald. Okay, now these horses are well trained. You put them well. Make me a nature check. It's going to be pretty low DC because these animals are well trained. But you know, riding into the field of battle is always a bit finicky. So make a nature check. That is good enough. That succeeds. So Emerald rears up and gallops forwards at a breakneck speed. He moves 90 feet with those 2 actions, which gets him to, and you, to here. Just outside, oh in fact, no, here. Just outside the battle. So, as you get to there, as he gets there, you can see the bandit, the Boohurt and Matilda fighting not too far away from you. What do you want to do with your last action? You could command him again if you wanted, or you could say make a... If you have any one-action ranged attacks you can use, you could do those. You could also just command him to move forwards a bit more so you're ready. I'm afraid Divine Lance is 2 actions. You can also do things like throw things, like throw in a hammer, or something like that. Or there's a few other things, like shield, which I believe can only be cast on yourself. And then you can of course just, if you can't think of anything, you could also just... You want to cast shield on yourself? Okay, go ahead, cast shield from your sheet as you gallop up and you summon the magic and you cast shield upon yourself. So the shield spell lasts. It is a concentration spell, which means... Oh no, wait, that means concentrate. That concentrate means something different. So yeah, let's see. It lasts until the start of your next turn. Yes. So while you've got this spell cast on you, if you get hit with an attack, you can use the shield block action to take away some of the damage of that attack. If you do that, the spell will then end and you can't cast it again for 10 minutes. However, this shield can be used against magic missile. So that's what you've got. You've got the shield raising your AC. And you're all ready for the battle. I believe it adds 1... Yeah, it's given you a +1 bonus to your AC until the start of your next turn. And that is your turn. And Emerald's turn. So, The big bandit that's up here. It's like, very well, we'll do it myself. And Boohurt, because Boohurt's surname is Skull something. What's Boohurt's surname again? Skull Smasher, but this is the bandit Skull Cracker. This bandit, who is an orc, this orcish bandit, is going to he moves up around the corner, keeping a little distance from Dave. Like a medium material. Who's the golden child in the skull family? He rounds the corner and sees you there, Dave.
Hello.
And growls. Not so tough without the element of surprise, are you?
He shrugs at him.
I'm gonna have fun tearing your skin from your bones.
Good luck.
You can see that this guy is pretty big, bulky dude. He's I don't think he doesn't have a shield. He's dressed in padded armor, and he's got a hammer in his hand, and he's got another hammer hanging off his belt. He raises his hand and he throws the first hammer at you.
Oh.
Does a 28 hit you?
Oh no! Why would 28 ever hit me?
Yeah, I imagine it does for now. For now, 28 hits you.
It does.
You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as the hammer flies through the air and strikes you in the chest. Pretty nastily. And from his angle, you don't get to benefit from that cover that you're hiding behind.
Yeah, I know.
And then he draws the last of his last hammer, staying away from the edge, making it difficult for you to throw him off like you did the others. And he draws he draws the second hammer. The bandit who got slashed by Boohurt and attempted to be slashed by Matilda raises his hatchet and strikes first at Boohurt for slashing him. Getting a 28 to hit. What is Boohurt's armor class?
AC 17. However, Boohurt's going to use reactive shield.
Okay, so you raise up your shield as he lashes at you with the fin. So it will still hit, but it will not. But it will not crit, which it would have critted if you hadn't reactive shield.
Mm-hmm.
So you raise your shield up to block off the worst of the blow, but the hatchet still skims down the shield and cuts into your side, managing to hurt you. And you take 10 points of slashing damage from this guy. He then, carrying on with the same movement, sweeps it round towards Matilda. And he, because of how this special bonus that hatchet has, he gets a +1, but it's -4, so it's total -3. Matilda, it's a 22 beat your armor class. And I think it's just about done.
Yes, it does.
So,
Yeah, it does.
as he slashes it down past, slashing through Boohurt, it keeps going and cuts into Matilda's shoulder, dealing 9 points of slashing damage to Matilda. He then, with his last action, thrown 10. Ooh, German's a bit more than 10 feet away, isn't he? Yeah, not even the horse. 10 feet won't even hit the horse. He will then swing it back towards Boohurt for the final attack. But a 13 is not going to hit, as your AC is now a 19. So That is.
I can't opportunity attack that, can I? It's not low enough to be a critical.
No, and you can't always opportunity attack on a critical fail. That was only that specific critical fail because that's what the card said. So that brings it back to the top of the round to Dave. What is Dave going to do?
Okay, so there's a space here for me to pass through, is there?
That space there is pretty small. You won't be able to squeeze between him and the side there.
What about here?
There you could. Yes, that's a bit of a bigger space.
How do you snap the measurement thing?
I believe it's ooh. I think you hold control when you do it, and then you left click where at the points where you want to snap it.
Oh, it actually does work like that. There. I found. I'm gonna use bashing charge so I can stride as one action.
Oh, because bashing charge lets you stride. Bashing charge is 2 actions.
No, it's a flourish. If you would they removed the damn thing.
You can only use 1 action with the flourish thing per trade, but it is 2 actions. It costs 2 actions to do, but you can only use 1 flourish action per turn. So if you had another action that was a flourish action, you wouldn't be able to do like both flourish actions at the same time. But
I know that. I understood you that it takes 2 actions to do the bashing charge.
Okay, so you wanna zoom past.
I'm just gonna beeline around him. If you would unpause the game, please.
Oh, is the game paused? Has it been paused this entire time? Oof.
I'm just gonna beeline around him and get here.
Okay, does he have opportunity attack? He is not. You zoom past and smash right past him as he tries to swing at you. You just bash past him before he even realizes what's going on. You sprint up the stairs, right up to the terrified archer who is currently notching an arrow and aiming it for you.
Well, I have
some action.
No. Wait.
I can guess what you're gonna do.
Yes, I'm gonna fucking show them.
Are you gonna push her?
Yeah, I'm gonna yeet her off the rails down there.
Okay, make the athletics check. That's a 14.
I'm gonna hero point this one.
Okay, hero point it.
Far better.
Okay, that succeeds. Okay. So I've just realized a normal success pushes them back 5 feet, and a critical success pushes them back 10 feet. Right. So that's my mistake for earlier. So we'll let that slide earlier. So that is 1 point off of a critical success. So that is a normal success, but
she's at the edge.
She is right at the edge. So you run up and you push her. She flies back. Almost she kind of for a second her arm catches onto the edge of this sort of rope banister that is protruding off the edge, and she catches onto it for a second, and then her hand slips and she falls tumbling down this very sheer drop here. This is a much more sheer drop, and Geomin, Buhert, and Matilda, you all hear a scream from up above as you see this lady grabs the edge, and then falls down all 40 feet, rolling. It only rolls a tiny bit, and then it sort of flies through the air, landing on the ground here. That's 40, technically up the stairs, that's another, I'd say 5 feet higher than down there, so that's 45 feet, so she takes 22 points of damage from the fall. As you hear crunch, and she hits the ground, and she's moving still. It seems like she's still alive, but in very much a lot of pain.
She's your problem now.
And
There's
that
like
is
4
your turn.
people. There's like 4 people on this side.
That
Can I use a free action to annoy this guy?
Sure. What do you want to say?
I'm just gonna taunt him, like do a standard like flex position.
Okay, and he sees you having done that. And he goes, "You are really getting on my nerves."
Yeah, but they have the high ground.
Do you really think that matters?
It always does.
And let's see. It is the archer's turn. She uses her first action to pick herself up off the ground and putting her bow up with her. She looks around at the situation that she's landed in and taking a quick decision, fires an arrow at Jomin. It's a good thing you got that shield. Uh, 28 to hit you, Jomin. So, even with the shield, I'm afraid that is going to hit. However, the shield does stop it from being a critical hit. Because that extra 1 to your AC has stopped it from being a crit. You can use, if you wish, you can use the shield block from your shield to at least nullify a bit of the damage. It will essentially nullify 5 points of damage from this attack if you use the shield block. But it will remove, your shield will then disappear. So what would you like to do? So it's her turn. She shot you, and she has hit. You can use your shield block and expend your shield in order to deduct 5 points of damage from what she's gonna hit you with. So you'll protect yourself 5 points of damage, but it will remove the shield. So, what would you like to do? Do you want a shield block, or would you like to keep the shield? You'll keep the shield? Okay. So, the shield will only last until your turn. So, if you want to keep it, you can. Okay, so you will take 11 points of damage from this attack as the arrow manages to get past your magical shield and strikes you across the side. You're taking 11 points of damage. And then with her last action, she's going to attempt to, she's going to move, she's going to make a run. Up the path. She runs up onto the path to get some distance from you guys. And that is her turn. Which brings it to Boohert's turn. What do you want to do, Boohert?
Boohert's going to chat to Matilda. You deal with this one, I'll take out the archer.
The archer hears that and starts running faster.
It's just Burger's just like, why are you running?
Why are you running?
Go here.
So, what are you doing? You're gonna move down? Yeah, you can get to her with 25 feet of movement.
Yeah. No. Select character token. There you go.
So first action is going to be used running after her.
Yeah, so you run past the bandit here. He's like, "Hey, get back here! I'm not done killing you yet."
Well, I'm done with you.
Well, that's insulting. That's hurtful.
And Buhet's going to attack the archer.
Okay, make an attack roll. A 22 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Do I need to roll damage?
Yes.
She fell from so far. Okay.
I said roll damage.
How much health does she have?
She takes, well, 6 less than she did have now. 26 less than her full health.
Here again.
So you strike at her and you manage to cut like a small cut, not much. You have 1 action left.
Urgh. Why won't you die already?
Why won't you?
Buhet's going to use his last action to attack once again. Hopefully finish her off.
24, that will hit. So roll damage. 9 points of damage. Nice, nice. She is still alive. As you're hurting her pretty badly, and she's looking pretty weak, but she is still up. And that is your turn, which makes it Karina's turn. Kariana's turn once again. And she is going to try and break out of the rope again. And this time, so as she struggles, there's a tear and the rope breaks and she breaks free from it. She doesn't have any weapons in her hand at the moment, however. So she reaches down and picks up, as she breaks the rope, she picks up her short sword. A short sword that was lying next to her. And also picks up a whip that was also lying next to her, and she brandishes both weapons ready. And she is no longer restrained. Technically, she was sort of restrained, but she was like sitting up, so she's not prone. So she picks up her weapon and is ready for combat. The cart the horses were ordered to move, so they move, and they gallop up with Tazaki upon them and enter into the field of battle, ready to fight. Matilda, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Matilda attempts to use the spear to stab the guard again.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh dear.
An 18. I'm afraid that does not hit. You attempt to strike him again, but he's pretty good at parrying your blows away.
She then uses 2 actions to raise her shield.
2 actions to raise. So it's only 1 action to raise the shield. But then while it's raised, you can use another action to take cover behind it to gain the to increase your bonus, if you wish.
Yeah, she'll raise the shield and take cover.
Okay. So you raise up your shield and then you take cover behind it to hide yourself. So you now have a +4 bonus. And I think I can't remember if the raise shield and take cover they might stack. I think they might stack. So you've got a ridiculously high AC at the moment.
Yeah. Sounds cool.
Tazaki has arrived on the scene and he has his pepper box. but he doesn't have any ammo. Tazaki has no ammo. Right, I forgot that. So, and he has no melee weapons either. So he's not going to have his pepper box drawn if it has no ammo. So Tazaki will order Spiderbot. Yeah, he's going to order Spiderbot. That's really all he can do at the moment. And he gives Spiderbot 2 actions, and Spiderbot will jump off the horse. Oh wait, he needs to dismount. And go, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, because I think it has 20 feet of movement. Ah, it has 25 feet of movement. So Spiderbot scuttles up behind the bandit, scuttling around into behind him to flank him. And with its second attack, second action, it strikes at him with the leg. Okay, the Spiderbot can't take bleed damage, so he's fine, but the Spiderbot misses its 2 attacks, unfortunately. Tazaki then he used the explode last time, didn't he? And the Spiderbot was unstable, didn't it? Which means that he can't use it until he spends time fixing Spiderbot. So he will order Spiderbot to attack 2 more times, which it will do. So the Spiderbot lashes out first with its fans, and then with its legs, and its fans critically fail. Its legs only have a normal fail. So the Spiderbot, when it attempts to strike out with its fans, it doesn't even actually. As it attempts to strike out with its fans, it misses as it goes to bite the guy's boot. The guy's leg shifts backwards and it kicks the Spiderbot, and it flies through the air, and it has to use its second action there to close in instead of attacking. And Tazaki at this point realizes Spiderbot isn't really working, so dismounts from the horse, ready to. No, don't mount onto the other horse. Tazaki, please, just don't mount into any horses. There we go. So that was Tazaki's turn. It didn't do much at all, which makes it Jomin and Emerald. You are up here, Jomin. What do you want to do? You are currently on board Emerald. You can see 2 of the bandits down here. You can see 2 bandits, and you can hear fighting. You can hear some sounds of raised voices above, so you imagine there's probably some more bandits up above, but you can currently see 2 of them. What would you like to do? If you, dismount, Yeah, if you dismount from when you dismount from it, I believe you can just dismount and move. I'd count dismounting as part of your movement, your move action. Yeah, you can. Oh, okay. Yeah, there is a specific action to dismount. So you could dismount off of Emerald, and then move, and you'd get within range to reach one of the bandits. If you did that. Okay, so you dismount off Emerald and end up on any space next to Emerald, essentially. You want to run towards him? Okay, well, you can choose obviously which spot you move into. So the closest barrier, the only one you can really reach is this guy here. So you dismount and get up right up to him. He's pretty close. You're now by Matilda. You have one action left. What do you want to do? You wanna... Oh, so you wanna, what, shove the bandit back? Push him away? Okay. Okay, go ahead and make me a acrobatics... Yeah, make me an athletics check. Yeah, it's an athletics check, so go ahead and make the athletics check. A 19. That is a success. So you push the bandit and you push him away from Matilda, and he ends up stumbling backwards towards Spiderbot. And that is your turn. You have pushed the bandit back. Well done. Next, the bandit Skullcracker can see that this is 2v1. He can see that Karina is free. He doesn't seem too happy. He can hear the sound of firing down the path. He knows there's no way to really get out of this without fighting. So he raises up his hammer. Very well. And he runs forwards 25 feet, and as he runs forwards, he swings the hammer at Karina. Trying to strike her. And misses as... Yeah, he just misses. As Karina, you can see she's wearing some pretty good armor, and he tries to strike her, glances across it instead. And with his final action, he up to 15 feet. Okay. With his final action, he tenses his legs and leaps up, landing next to you, Dave. With his back to the sort of the barrier. I mean, pushing him off that would be here will be harder because he's got a barrier behind him.
I can just go here.
You could. He leaps up to here. Right. Let's finish this. Meanwhile, the bandit who got pushed by Jomin sees Buhurt attacking his archer friend. He steps towards Buhurt and slashes at him. Does a 19 hit you, Buhurt? What's your AC? 17.
Yes, it does, because I don't have my shield raised. I can use reactive shield, though.
Yeah, but it will, I'm afraid, still hit even if you use reactive shield, because meet it will beat it. And your reactive shield will add 2 to the AC, so it'll take it to 19.
Oh, okay.
However, if you do use reactive shield, it means you will be able to use shield block to absorb some damage, but that will also deal damage to your shield. If you any remaining damage that your shield doesn't absorb is dealt to it.
Yeah, I may as well to make sure I don't take
So if,
hits if I don't have to.
yeah, if you are reactive shield and then shield block, you can. So you
Okay.
pull your shield up just as he swings at you. So your shield's hardness is 5. So as you bring your shield up and put it into place, trying to block the worst of the blow, his hatchet slams into the shield and sort of slams it back into you. As his hatchet slashes down and manages to just about cut into you. Your shield blocks 5 damage, meaning you and the shield both take 6 damage.
Okay.
You take 6, your shield's HP is reduced by 6 to 14. And your shield's HP is just underneath your HP there.
Is it? Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me.
next to your armor class, you have your shield's HP.
Ah, I see it.
So your shield is now on 14 health. If it goes down to 10, your shield will break and will be unusable until it's repaired. Like Jomin's shield. And your last shield that broke. That's his second action and his first attack. He then turns and throws. Oh no, even Matilda and Jomin are both outside of his throw range. So he is going
That's a really short throw range.
It's only 10. It's 10 feet with the hatchet. The hatchet's not.
Hatchet. Yeah, that makes sense.
He does slash at you again for 18 to hit. However, you've got your shield raised until your turn now, so that makes the AC a 19. So you do avoid getting struck.
Ooh, is it worth using aggressive block?
You could use aggressive. Aggressive block is a free action, which that triggers when you use the shield block action. So that would have triggered on the last attack.
Yeah, if I'd chosen to use it.
Yeah, if you'd chosen to use it, it would shove it. Yeah, or make it flat-footed until the start.
Yeah, I don't really want to shove him. I want to kill him.
Okay, so attack misses, and it is Dave's turn.
It's me again.
Yep.
Oh, well, this guy. Can you, like, logically speaking, it's possible to shove sideways, isn't it?
And the shove action technically shoves them away from you directly. Shoving someone sideways would be a lot harder. You kind of have to grab and pull them in that direction as opposed to just pushing them. That would be that would be more of like a grapple-like maneuver.
So would you say that if I try to chuck him on the side, would that be one grapple? Or would I require 2 grapples?
I'd say really, if you wanted to push him off that way,
Yeah.
you'd have to either successfully grapple him, and at which point you'll have him grabbed and you can shove him in any direction you want, or you could just move and shove, which would require less checks, because if you try and grapple and then shove, you're gonna have to make 2 checks there.
Yeah. Oh, you see, she's probably gonna try to help me later down the line, so I'm gonna move here so she can get there as well.
Say, yeah, pushing him down there is not likely to do any damage to him.
I'm not gonna push. I'm gonna punch him.
You're gonna punch him? Okay.
Do I want? I'm not using hero points nearly enough. I'm gonna use another one.
Okay, go ahead and use your hero point. Let's see what you get.
22.
A 22. That just hits. Well then, you may roll damage. So you punch him and you hit him with a lot of force. You're a big man. He expected it, but he still reels back a bit and almost stumbles off the edge with it. He's like, oh, you're a heavy hitter.
Proceeds to punch him with the ring.
Okay, you want to make an NG attack. So that's plus 40. That's a 29 to hit. That will hit. Roll normal damage for NG.
2d8 plus 4. Yeah, there we go. Ah, it's a full
Max
death.
damage.
I just 1-2 tap this guy.
So you punch him and he stumbles back, and then whoosh, NG lashes out the tendrils, and as he pulls them off and they go back at NG, you can see the burn marks left all over him, and he's what the hell is that been?
This is Engie. Engie, my friend. You're not friend. I punch you later. That doesn't matter.
That ends your turn. The archer's turn is up next, and this is not a good position to use her bow at. So she pulls her sword from her side and lashes out at Buhurt with a sword instead, getting a 27 to hit, which I'm afraid will hit. Now, because you already have your shield raised, it's not going to be a critical hit, which is lucky for you.
That is good. I could block it, but that's likely going to completely break my shield.
What are you going to do? Are you going to block or not?
I suppose I block to reduce the damage. It's still good, isn't it?
It'll reduce the damage, but it could break your shield.
Shield can be repaired.
You want to block?
Yeah.
Okay, you block. So your shield has 5. So you and the shield each take 1 point of damage.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Your shield is still operational for now. And are you using aggressive block or?
That's the thing. I want to be able to attack her next turn, but if I use aggressive block, I stop her from being able to attack me again. So I think using aggressive block is probably good.
Okay, so in that case, with aggressive block, you need to use automatically shut. Oh yeah, it's automatic. If they're adjacent to you and is your size or smaller, which she is, the triggering creature chooses whether to be moved or become flat-footed. If it chooses to be moved, you choose the direction. Moved or flat-footed. She will allow herself to get moved.
Okay.
As you push her, you get to choose the direction that she is pushed. Obviously, she can't be pushed into the solid wall there, so she can essentially end up in one of these
just
spaces.
push her backward.
Like here.
Yeah, that will do.
So you push her back, she stumbles back, and then, well, what else would she do? She turns and runs. 15, 25.
Run as fast as you can.
And Buhurt, it is your turn.
I'm going to run after her.
Okay, it is going to take you 2 actions to get within striking distance of her. Because you're going to need to move 30 feet and you have 25 feet of movement, right?
I do. New plan. She's within javelin range, isn't she?
What is javelin range?
I will double check now, but I'm pretty sure.
Feet away. So if javelin range is more than 35 feet, then yes, she is within javelin range.
Range increment 30 feet.
You can still attack because it's it just means with the range increments it means that it will have a slight penalty.
How big is the penalty?
It is, let's see, range increments. The penalty is range. Where I believe. Ooh, here we go. So It's a -2 penalty for each increment, so it'll just be a -2. That's all.
Okay, that's probably it's worth doing that rather than moving.
So you can draw your javelin and throw it.
So yeah, it would mean dropping my sword first, but I don't want to. I'm not going to
'Cause
drop it
you've
on the
got
thing
your
because it'll
shield
get rid of
held
it.
you've got your shield held in the other hand. Yeah, so you can just sort of drop your sword, draw, which is a free action, draw the javelin, and you may throw the javelin. Go ahead and make the strike, where you have a extra -2. So that's 16 -2, so that's 14.
Can I hero point it?
You can if you wish. We're getting all the hero points today.
Oh, come on.
That's even worse. So that was a ranged attack. So as you try to throw the javelin, as your javelin leaves your hand, you're unlucky enough that you're right next to this dude, and he sort of reaches out with his hatchet and slams your hand as you're throwing the javelin, causing the javelin to instead fall out of your hand right into your foot. And it hits your foot, stabs right through it into the ground before sort of falling out and putting out of your foot, leaving a nasty wound. You are now wounded 1. You are now wounded, which means that if you go down to if you start dying, you'll need less death fails before you die. So
It's fine.
makes it
I have
harder.
orc ferocity. Even if I go down to 0 hit points, I come back with 1 hit point.
Yes, I think you can. How often can you do? Once per day.
One, yeah.
And your wound condition increases by 1 when you use that as well, so they'll then go to 2. So, yeah, for now you are wounded. So it's stabbed right through your foot. It's pretty nasty wound.
I still have 1 action left, don't I?
1, 2. Yep, you have 1 action left.
Can I grapple this guy?
Go ahead, make an athletics check.
So, Buha, after he intervenes, Buha is just going to rush at him and grapple. Like, get him basically into like a headlock.
Okay,
Or try to.
You got a 29, which is really good against his fortitude. That is a critical success. So he is restrained by you until you move, or until the end of your next turn, unless you move or he escapes. So he is now restrained.
This'll teach you to meddle in things that don't involve you.
So you have to place. I know. Yep. So he is going to be restrained by you, which means a bunch of things. But it
Also means
that he's
Spider-Bot.
flat-footed and
Spider-Bot.
immobilized.
Yeah, Spider-Bot can bite his ankles.
Yeah, so you grab him into place, restraining him, which is hard for him. He's struggling now. And that is your turn. Kaviana, it is Kaviana's turn. She now holding this whip and this short sword. She looks up at the bright sun shining above you guys and points her sword up at it and chants something in magic language, and she swings the sword down towards the bandit, and a ray of sunlight, of pure, like, burning sunlight blasts out of the blade as she shouts these arcane words, as she is casting Sunblade.
Now I know why they all burned.
So she needs to make a spell attack against him, and she has hero points as well, and she is going to use them now because she failed her attack roll. So she's gonna hero point her attack roll, and she got the exact same result. Now let me check because if ranged attacks can flank, then she will hit. Line. You must both be wielding melee weapons. Yeah. Oh, it's specifically melee attacks. The flanking is so. She blasts this blast of sunlight out of her sword towards this guy, and he sees it coming out the corner of his eye, and he ducks as the sunlight blasts past him and shatters, burning straight through the wooden post next to him. She curses and instead runs up to join you up there, cornering him. That is her turn. Matilda, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try and stab at the bandit again with the spear.
Okay. Go ahead and make an he is further away from you, so you'll have to move if you want to stab him.
In that case, I'll move closer.
You want to move?
It's such a shame because that roll was such a good one.
No, you can still use that roll, but you just have to move first.
Yeah, I'll move first to get to the bandit.
So you move up and you run up to him, and you can see he's currently being just held in place by Buhurt, so it's easy enough for you to stab him. So go ahead and roll the damage.
Mm-hmm.
You deal 6 points. Oh, and while someone is restrained, he cannot attack either.
Oh, I'm attacking a boss.
So he is restrained and he takes 6 points of damage as you run forwards and you stab at him and you pierce him in the stomach, but he's still alive. Your last action, what would you like to do?
I'll do it again.
Go ahead, make an attack.
Oh dear.
Ouch. That's a 9. That is just a normal fail. It's not a critical fail, so luckily for you. As you try to stab again, but this time as he's struggling against Buhurt, his feet kick out and the spear is sort of kicked and goes wide. And that is your turn, I'm afraid. It's Tazaki's turn, and from the safety of near the cart, he orders Spiderbot to attack, which, in fact, Spiderbot doesn't even need to move. Spiderbot attacks. Poor Tazaki, he needs to get a melee weapon. Spiderbot makes 2 attacks, one with the legs and one with his fans. Aww. Both of which missed. Spiderbot's not having a good day because one of those is a critical fail. Luckily, Spiderbot is immune to most of the critical fail conditions, like you become unconscious or you start bleeding. Because he's a robot. So both of those attacks do fail. I don't know what Tazaki has left to do. He's out of bullets. He could punch things, I guess. He could punch Vince. So,
I don't think that Taki would want to go in melee.
I don't think he would, yeah. So all he really has right now is Spider-Bot, and currently Spider-Bot is fading. So I think he will spend his last 2 actions to ready an order, to ready the order Spider-Bot action, to order Spider-Bot to attack again if the guy tries to run. That's what he's gonna do. Jomin, it is your turn. The guy has moved. Everyone has moved down a little bit, but you're not too far away. You are up here. Your allies all fighting. What do you want to do? You want to run towards them? Okay. So you go ahead and run. You can go ahead and run towards them as you get up to them. That's your first action. Yep. So if you're wanting to attack the guy, you'll need to be on the other side of Spider-Bot because the guy is down here. So yeah, about there if you want to attack him. What are you gonna do with your next 2 actions? Attack, go ahead, roll an attack. A 20. That's a pretty good roll. And that will indeed hit, so go ahead and roll damage. So, with your first attack, you swing your Warhammer into the guy's stomach for 5 points of damage as he's feeling pretty damaged at this point. What are you doing with your next attack? Or your next action? You can attack again if you wish. What do you want to do? You have 1 last action. Attack again, go ahead and roll with the multi-attack penalty. A 17. That also hits. Roll damage. Four points of damage. You strike again, and this time there's a crunching noise as you hit his chest. Blood. He coughs up blood, and his breathing is very irregular. He's very badly injured. This guy is a hair's breadth away from death. He is not doing very well at all. That is Jomin's turn. The big bad bandit is cornered by 2 of you, and he's not particularly happy here. So with his first action, he tries to shove Dave.
Oh.
Dave, what is your plus to fortitude?
It's plus 10.
Okay, which makes your DC for this shove a 20, so he has to beat 20, and he gets 24. So you are shoved back 5 feet.
Okay.
He pushes you back. You stumble near the edge. This guy is also surprisingly pretty strong. Like, you're both pretty big, strong, bulky guys. You almost stumble off the edge, but you catch yourself. And he then strikes, and if I remember correctly, shove has the attack Does Shove have the? I believe Shove has the attack. Yes, it does have the attack trait. So shoving does add to your multi-attack ability. He strikes with his hammer at Karina, and he rolls a critical fail.
He's a full out circus, that guy.
He has a -2 penalty to attack rolls until the end of his next turn. As he strikes and completely overbalances himself, missing completely. But at this point, he is pretty desperate. And he then throws the hammer in desperation. Would he throw it? No, he doesn't throw it. He's going to strike at her again.
Oh,
No, he will. He will throw it. He throws the hammer at you.
So he's gonna become unarmed.
What is your AC?
19, I believe.
He
Yes,
got a 6,
19.
which means this is another critical fail.
Guy's just not having a nice time.
Unless you succeed at a... Okay, wait. If it was a melee attack, then it would be... Unless you succeed a reflex save, your target gains possession of your weapons.
Yeah, I don't
This
really care
is this is a ranged weapon. Well, technically it's a thrown melee weapon, so... Could be either one. So, either way. Yeah. So he throws the hammer at you, and it misses. The hammer flies over the edge. And Boohurt and Matilda and Joan, down there you see a hammer land near you. Land on the floor and break into pieces. This guy like... If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me.
No, that's not how it works.
Meanwhile, this other bandit is going to try and break out of the grapple.
This guy's an MVP. He has like 4 things around him. He's still alive.
Yeah, I don't know how he is still alive. Okay, so tell me, Boohurt, what is your plus to athletics? +11. Which means he has to beat a 21 to break out this grapple. He fails on his first escape attempt. So he's going to spend his second action to try and escape again. He is still stuck. He's going to try and escape again. Nope. He got a 5 + 6. He got 11 twice and 15 once. So he's struggling to break out, but he is just unable to break out to this grapple. He's completely betrayed. Dave, it is your turn.
I think this guy needs to go sleep. So I'm just gonna like charge at him and do him a swift 1-2 combo.
Okay.
At 26.
A 26 will hit him. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh yeah. That's a 10 damage for a punch.
10 points of damage from your punch.
And you know what happens after?
NG?
NG is 26.
Roll damage for NG. How would you like NG to kill him?
I assume I would just... Can I do it like a solid, like a wrestling charge as a dash, as a charge at him?
Uh-huh.
First, straight up, direct punch, like a falcon punch, followed by an uppercut with NG to his belly as he flies off on the ground.
Okay, yeah. So you charge up. You punch him. You hear a cracking, a bit of a cracking as some of his wait, he's not scaled, is he? I got confused by the picture. You hear almost cracking of bones as you uppercut him. No, as you falcon punch him. Then you bring NG up. As you go to uppercut, you strike him in the stomach. He lifts up, and NG's tendrils wrap around him, and the tendrils lift him up into the sky, burning into him as he screams. And then the tendrils, with a swish, with a quick lash, swing him through the air and release, throwing him clear of the camp.
Holy shit! Angel on fire!
And you just hear a dull thud in the distance as actually no, not even that direction. He flies in this direction. For the rest of you, you hear horrific screaming from above, and then you see a figure flying through the air above you until it lands behind you. Not even it lands a bit away. I could say it lands in your cart, but that would just be ridiculous.
Oh, that would be way too much.
It just lands sort of past the horses, like it flew a good it flew like a good 90 feet. This figure just flies through the air and then splats into the ground behind your horses.
Oh, wow.
Karina looks at you, sees that, and goes, "What the hell is that, Finn?"
Hello?
Yeah, hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I'm not sure was it you or me.
Yeah, Karina looks at you, and at the Vin, and just goes, "What the hell is that, Finn?"
This is Angie.
She seems shocked. That is the end of your turn. Seeing this happen, the archer takes a step to get an angle. Now, with that angle, I would say you'd probably be benefiting from lesser cover because of the angle. She's going to use Sentry's aim. So she aims up carefully, aiming past the edge of the banister up at you, and releases an arrow. Right. As she sort of drops her sword. She had her sword in one hand and the bow in the other. She drops the sword to pull an arrow, and aims this arrow right up at Dave. Dave, does a 27 hit you?
Oh, I wonder now. I wonder why.
Yeah, I'm afraid. I know it does. I know. You take 5 points of piercing damage, or only. She rolls the minimum damage.
Yeah, but she rolled insanely high to hit.
An arrow flies up, and as you're sort of celebrating your victory, just strikes your shoulder, sort of slices past it, and grazes you slightly.
I'm just gonna turn to her, just like, do you really want that for yourself?
You see the fear in her eyes as she remembers being thrown off that cliff, and she's already used an action to step to get a better angle, so she is out of actions for now. Boohurt, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
What can I do? Is there any way that I can, like, kill the guy who I've got grappled?
You'd have to release him. You can just release him and then attack. He would obviously lose the grappled stuffs, but obviously because you're. If I remember with the grapple thing, when you make an attack, it releases it anyway. With the.
Okay, so I don't have to spend an action releasing him.
Yeah, you grapple. You grab a target or object with your free hand. You can grapple a target you have. Or you can grapple a target you already have grabbed or restrained without having a hand free. He's restrained. Technically, you can grapple him with one, sort of hold him in place with one hand and attack. You can grapple with one hand and attack with the other. You only need one hand free to grapple, so you can use your other hand to attack. Obviously, you have dropped. You don't have any weapons in your hand. But you could say draw your great axe into one hand and attack with it while you're holding him with the other.
Could do that, or it might be. Could I draw a javelin and throw it again at the archer?
The javelin, throwing the javelin, I think requires. It doesn't say whether it requires one or two hands. So technically you could, if you have any other javelins. You only have one javelin, which is currently it's on the floor, so you could probably.
I should have.
Pick it up.
I should have multiple.
I only see one in your inventory.
Because I'm sure I had at least 4. I may have been when I've been throwing
Matilda
them.
has a whole bunch of throwables, of spears, lots of spears.
Yeah, no, because I think we started with the same amount.
Have you been pressing the drop when you've thrown them?
No, it might have just been doing that automatically.
It shouldn't do. It shouldn't do, because there is no button to distinguish between throwing and stabbing with it.
No.
Weird. But yeah, I did think you had a few more javelins. I don't remember how many. Would it have been 3 javelins? I think you had.
I think it was 3 or 4.
Matilda has 3 spears. Well, I think you had 3 javelins.
Okay. So the one is on the floor.
Yeah.
But
I've given you the 2 javelins back.
okay,
So,
thank
yeah,
you.
You could draw one in one hand and throw it while grappling this guy.
So draw one as an action, and then throw it as my second action.
Yes. It would have the -2.
Yeah.
Because she's a range, but you could still do it. So that's 13 -2, that's 11. Which I'm sorry to tell you is a critical fail. If this is thrown weapon. So, as you oh my goodness. The name of this critical fail effect is literally called What Are the Odds? And what are the odds indeed? You throw the javelin towards her just as she's fired the arrow. She sees it coming, and instinctively she reaches out a hand, grabs the javelin out of the air as she darts to the side, spins it around, and is now standing holding a bow and a javelin. And she is now wielding the javelin herself.
So you gave her a weapon. Good job.
What do you want to do with your last action? She now has a javelin. Good job.
I didn't really plan for that. I'm just going to. Can I raise shield? But can I use the person that I've got grappled as a shield?
You want to use the person you're grappling as a shield?
Yeah. So could I do the raised shield action, but hold him out in front of me?
No. I'm gonna say no to that. I mean, he is also partially because at the end of your turn, he's not going to be grappled anymore. Because you restrain him specifically until the end of your next turn.
Okay, so I'll need to grapple him again then?
You could use your last action to try and grapple him again, and keep him restrained. Yes.
Okay, I will do that then.
Okay, so make the athletics check to try and keep him restrained. $27, that is another critical success on it, so he is still restrained. So you've managed to keep him restrained. Well done.
Booher whispers in his ear, "There's no escape for you."
He seems terrified. He's like, no, let go of me! Let go of me, you animal!
I'm going to hold you for the rest of your short, miserable life.
Mother, help me! He is terrified, the poor guy. Please, please, mercy! Mercy!
May Pharasma have mercy upon your soul.
His eyes go wide at the mention of Pharasma. And he doesn't want to die. That is the end of your turn, and it is Cariana's turn. She steps up next to Dave, looks down at the archers like, mind if I... So nods down at her. You mind if I have a try?
You just move aside. Just go for it.
Okay, work this time. She swings her sword round, mutters the arcane words, points it down, and blasts with Sunblade at the archer. She misses again. She, not kidding, she got exactly the right amount to hit. If she had gone one lower, she'd have missed. But it does hit. Now, Sunblade is cool because with Sunblade, it does more damage if you're in an area of bright natural sunlight. So this is going to deal not 2d4s, no, 2d6s, which I think I'm going to have to roll. There's no button to do the d6 rolls. So, roll 2d6. So, she swings her sword around and points it down. This flaming sunlight bursts out of the end of her sword. The archer looks up as she, after catching the javelin, and has time to scream just once before the sunlight strikes her, burning directly through her and out the other side. The javelin and her bow both fall from her hands as she falls back and still onto the ground. Very bad burns where her heart used to be. Nothing but ash, and it like right the way through. And she is dead. That archer is dead.
Oh, bye.
Thank you. One left. Your friends got that, right?
They should be. I killed the other 4. I mean 3. I'm bad at math.
1, 2, 3. No, 4 is correct. 4 is correct. And the archer is dead. It is Matilda's turn. So normally in these situations, I just say, yes, you all crowd this guy and beat him up. But with how well he's been fighting, I think he deserves a fighting chance. So yeah. Matilda, it's your turn as this guy cries out for mercy. So please let me go. What do you want to do?
Matilda does the same thing again of trying to stab him with a spear.
Yeah. You're stabbing him with a spear. He said, no, please, I surrender.
I mean, we could, like, if he surrenders, we could just take him prisoner.
Yeah, we take him prisoner.
Well, do you want to stab him?
Matilda actually changes plan, leaves him with Boohurt and goes after the archer sentry.
The archer's dead.
This is the last guy left.
If I think she does just...
I mean, you could kill him, or we can take him prisoner and question him. Remember,
take him prisoner, bring him to the bounty office.
Yeah, remember, you get more money if they're alive.
Yeah, you can also make attacks to knock people out. You can make non-lethal attacks.
Yeah, let's try knock him out.
You want to knock him out?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you can... there's non-lethal attacks. To knock it. So go ahead and make an attack, and I'm just trying to figure out what the non-lethal rules are. Non-lethal attacks. There we go. Yeah. So you'll have a -2 to a penalty as you're trying to So you'll have a -2 penalties. That makes it 21. It still hits. So roll the damage, and if you get more than 2, you knock him out. So how do you want to knock him out?
How do you want to knock him out?
Just punch him in the face.
Yeah, so you just smack him in the face with the butt of your spear, just, and he's like, and he like coughs up a bit of blood and falls unconscious.
Excellent work, Matilda. Buhut just picks him up and hoists him over his shoulder as he walks up the hill to the others.
And with that, the battle is over, as everybody is either dead or except for this guy who's unconscious. As you guys have defeated this group of bandits, well done. You wanna take him up to the others?
Well, actually, it wouldn't. It would make more sense to take him to the cart, wouldn't it? To Zaki.
Yeah, you can do that if you want.
Because I assume we've got rope and stuff at the cart.
I think so. I think some of you definitely have rope in your packs as well.
Yeah, I have that stuff. It's on the card.
Everyone has a bit of rope and stuff. So you can easily tie him up, dump him on the cart.
Tazaki, watch this one.
I will look at the.
Tazaki
I will look at my friend and be like, "Well, fancy seeing you here."
Yes. Good timing. Thank you. So meanwhile, Buhut, you dump him on the cart, and is everybody wanting to head up to join the other two at the top? Is that what people are going to wanting to do?
Time is of the essence. We need to head back to the city.
I assume I will do what I was taught by Graveguard. I will go waltz around these corpses here and get their marks for the bounty.
Yep. So you get the 4 corpses, including so she sort of follows you back down to your group as you're doing so, including you grab the one from the dude who's been thrown through the air. So you get the four marks for the bounty office, and you got 1 live captive.
By the way, Diddy, sorry to interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
I would have like, was there like anything in the camp, like any chest or something?
You wanna loot the camp? Go ahead and actually, yeah, you don't really need to make a roll. You take some time searching around the camp. Cariana stays with you. So are other people going up to join Dave, or are you waiting down at the bottom? What is everyone else doing in this particular moment right now? Jomin's going up. Okay, Jomin, you can go up. What about Buhut and Matilda? Okay. Well, in the aftermath of the battle, we might actually call it here. Now that when the battle's finished, it is 9 o'clock. If you're not feeling so good, feeling quite well, then we can do that. Buhut's collecting the weapons. Dave, you do find around here. You find not much. You find a sort of very hastily, pretty badly drawn map of the area, which appears to confirm your information as to the location of the bandits' main base in this area. And you find a few healing potions. You find 1 lesser and 1 minor healing potion, which I've just added to your inventory.
Alright. Can we like add like the rest of stuff just after the quote unquote cart inventory, you know? Like all the weapons and stuff and that, like we make a list and put all on the cart.
Yeah, you just sort of dump a bunch of stuff on the there are a lot more dead bandits, which you theoretically you could grab the the patches off to cash in their bounties, even if you weren't the one to kill them.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'll essentially make a list and write you guys a list of everything you've collected here.
Yeah.
That there is where we will then, as you guys sort of grab things, gather everything together, and then gather together ready to talk to your new arrival, this new guest that you have rescued. That is where we will leave it off for today. So thank you everybody for coming along. I hope you all enjoyed.
I did.
We'll see everybody next week. So until then, goodbye.